If you want to be rich, there are a few habits every wealthy person I know seems to follow regularly. And even after my wife and I became millionaires in our 30s, nobody really handed us these things. We had to learn that the hard way because your paycheck is really just the beginning. Rule 1. Wealth is built in the gap. I think this is where a lot of people quietly get stuck financially without realizing it. Because on paper, my income looked decent at the time. It wasn't some great giant salary, especially compared to what some of my classmates expected to make after graduation. I still remember people telling me that my salary sounded low when I shared it with them. And even though I had a job, I constantly felt behind financially. Like everyone else understood something about money that I didn't. Have you ever looked around and quietly felt like everyone else was somehow ahead financially except you? Because that's exactly how I felt for years. At the time, my goal really wasn't building wealth, it was survival. I was an adult trying to figure out how to be an adult. As long as the paycheck was coming in, I thought I'd be okay financially. But the reality was, it didn't matter what my income looked like if there was no margin left over after life happened. And that's why you'll see people sometimes who make six figures who are still living paycheck to paycheck while other people on much average incomes are building wealth quietly over time. Because wealthy people don't just focus on income, they focus on protecting the gap. And honestly, if this is already sounding familiar, I appreciate if you hit the like button because I think a lot more people feel this way financially than they realize. One of the simplest but most important questions I started asking myself was, did my income actually go up? Or did my lifestyle quietly rise with it? And that leads us into the next thing I had to learn. Number 2, most raises disappear before they create freedom. I used to think raises would finally make me feel financially secure. Like eventually there would be some income level where money stress would just disappear. But looking back, most of my raises simply became permission to spend a little more. Not recklessly, just subtly. Maybe eating out more often, buying something because I felt like I finally deserved it, taking on slightly bigger monthly payments because I thought I could handle them now. And honestly, I think this is where a lot of families slowly get trapped. Not because they're being irresponsible, but because upgrading your life feels like progress. I remember buying a house because I thought that was simply what adulthood was supposed to look like. You graduate, you get a stable job, and then you buy a house. That's the path. But I really didn't understand at the time how expensive home ownership actually becomes once you factor in insurance, taxes, repairs, maintenance, and all the other little costs that quietly show up. And over time, I started realizing something important. A lot of people are not necessarily trying to look rich. They're just trying to look stable. And that pressure quietly pushes people into larger obligations before they're actually creating financial breathing room for themselves. Have you ever upgraded something because you thought it would make life feel more stable, but instead that it just added more pressure financially? That realization completely changed how I started viewing money. Because wealthy people don't just increase income, they protect flexibility. And that became one of the biggest lessons in my entire financial life. Rule 3, wealthy people protect flexibility. One of the biggest reasons I used to feel financially stressed all the time was because I had no margin for error. Everything felt tight. So whenever something unexpected happened, it felt overwhelming. Car repairs used to stress me out constantly because those expenses usually show up all at once. And because I didn't have an emergency fund back then, even one unexpected bill could completely throw me off mentally. So what would happen? I suddenly swing into what I call financial cold turkey. I'd aggressively stop spending money for a while because emotionally, I felt like I needed to rebalance everything. And honestly, That cycle is exhausting because there's no breathing room in your finances. You never really feel safe. And I think this is something a lot of people misunderstand about wealth. Do you know what actually feels wealthy to me now compared to when I was younger? It's not expensive cars. It's not flashy purchases. It's breathing room, knowing a car repair won't ruin your month, or knowing you have margin, knowing one difficult week financially won't create panic. That's a completely different feeling than simply earning more money. And I think wealthy families understand this better than most people do. They protect flexibility more than appearances. And if you're trying to build wealth in a quieter, more intentional way, without constantly feeling like you need to look rich to be successful, make sure you hit the subscribe button because that's what this channel is all about. Rule 4, spend on things that compound. One thing I had completely wrong early on was assuming all spending was either good or bad. But over time, I realized some purchases quietly improve your future while others quietly drain it. And interestingly, the things that compound usually don't look impressive in the moment. Sometimes they actually look pretty boring. Learning how to invest, building useful skills, improving your health, buying books, creating systems that reduce stress, even taking the time to genuinely understand how money works instead of blindly following financial advice you don't really understand internally. That was a huge realization for me personally, because there was a period where I knew I should probably invest. But honestly, I didn't trust most financial advice because I didn't actually understand any of it myself. And once I became a parent, that started to bother me because I didn't want to give my kids opinions about money. I wanted to eventually teach them from actual experience and understanding. And I think that changed my relationship with money more than anything else. I stopped viewing money as something to fear, and I started viewing it as something I needed to understand. What are the things you spend money on today that are quietly making your future life stronger? Because not all spending creates the same future. Some purchases create future pressure, others quietly create future opportunity. And eventually, I realized wealth isn't built through motivation alone. Rule 5, systems build wealth better than motivation. For years, I handled money emotionally. If I felt financially stressed, I'd aggressively cut spending for a while. If I felt more comfortable financially, I loosened up again. And that cycle just kept repeating itself. What finally changed things for me wasn't becoming more motivated. It was building systems, simple systems, automating savings, giving every paycheck a purpose, reviewing spending regularly, reducing financial chaos. Because honestly, most financially exhausted families are not lazy, they're overwhelmed. And when you're overwhelmed financially, every money decision starts feeling heavier than it should. That's why wealthy people tend to simplify their finances instead of constantly relying on discipline and willpower. And once I started creating systems around money instead of relying on emotion, everything started feeling calmer. Not perfect, just calmer. And I think that's one of the most underrated parts of wealth building. Good systems reduce emotional exhaustion. Have you ever noticed how much easier good financial decisions become when there's less chaos around your money? That's the power of systems. And eventually, one final realization completely changed how I viewed wealth. Rule 6, wealthy people think more like owners. The biggest realization for me was understanding that wealthy people tend to think more like owners than consumers. Consumers spend most of their money upgrading their lifestyles. Owners spend more time building things that continue creating value over time. That could be investments, real estate, a business, skills, assets, anything that continues working long after the original effort was made. For me, that eventually became real estate and building parent portfolio. And honestly, once I started focusing more on ownership instead of appearances, my entire definition of wealth started changing. Because when I was younger, I thought wealth looked flashy. Big houses, luxury cars, expensive everything. But now, wealth honestly looks a lot quieter to me. It looks like flexibility, time with my family, lower stress, margin, options, the ability to handle problems without panic, the ability to confidently teach my kids about money from actual experience instead of theory. And I think that's the part people don't see when they look at wealthy families. A lot of them don't necessarily look rich. They just quietly built lives with more freedom and less financial chaos over time. What if real wealth has less to do with looking successful and more to do with feeling financially calm? Because honestly, I think that's what most people are actually searching for in the first place. I thought as long as I kept earning more, eventually I'd feel financially secure. But looking back now, the thing that changed our financial life most wasn't making more money. It was learning how to think differently about the money we already had. Because real wealth usually isn't built loudly, it's built quietly through behaviors, systems, margin, and ownership repeated consistently over time. And honestly, I think that's why so many wealthy people look surprisingly normal on the outside. Because the goal was never to look rich. It was to build a life that actually felt financially secure. And if this video helped change the way you think about money, even a little bit, I'd appreciate if you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So thank you for your time. I'll see you in the next video.